Hello and welcome back here on DYOR. My name is Elias, and in today's video we'll again talk over the most interesting and recent happenings out of the crypto and finance space. This week was an awful or awesome one, depends on your trading position. We have huge green markets, but I don't want to talk too long. But before we get started, this is no financial advice. I'm no financial advisor. Please do not make decisions based on my opinions and my information. Always do your own research. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. All right, as always, we want to start on CoinMarketCap, and we see green numbers. We see Bitcoin shooting up, as also a lot of other currencies. We see XRP actually in the red over a 7-day period. Was more of a stagnant period for XRP since they had some bad news regarding their SEC, like talks or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of volume. Let's see, the 24-hour volume is 34 billion. It's a lot of money which is currently flowing in and out of the markets. So one reason why this is happening is the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. It's exactly like we see it here. Renews optimism, spark wave of new fillings. Obviously, BlackRock is the biggest asset manager in the world. Therefore, they have a lot of money. I think 8 trillion or something like this. It's a crazy huge number. I know. I thought it's 8 trillion, but don't be sure about that. And a lot of people actually already discussed on YouTube about, is it really an ETF or is it just another nonsense paper which someone is bringing out? And it is actually. A lot of people said, hey, it is. It fills out all the requirements that an ETF should have. Therefore, it's basically an ETF. And that even said the official ETF specialist of Bloomberg. And therefore, if he says it, it is. So that's obviously a bullish sign. That's one big reason, or the big reason why crypto is actually going up at the moment. So I think before we get into the other stuff which is happening, let's quickly talk about the Deutsche Bank. So the Deutsche Bank is the German bank, and they're currently applying for a digital asset custody license from the BaFin. The BaFin is basically like is it like the SEC? No, it's not like the SEC, but it's like these guys which are taking care of all the activities in the financial market in the German space. I actually don't know how they're called in America. Actually, I should know it, but whatever. And they are currently applying, and that's also today. I think that came out. When did it came out? I think, yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday it came out, and it also sparked kind of a bullish event for a lot of German speakings also. It was actually crazy how some Germans reacted to this. They really said that this is a huge step. Obviously, BlackRock is a bit more important for the rest of the world, but still, it's something good. So also Watcher Guru said, hey, Bitcoin breaches 30K, which is actually quite historic mark. I remember back in 2020 or 21. No, I think it was 20. No, it was actually 21, I think. Was it 20? I'm not sure anymore. Anyways, when we went through 30,000 the last time, I was like, oh man, this is really something new, because the last time the all-time high was 21,000, and now another $10,000 milestone is broken. And that's obviously a huge one. But still, at the end of the video, I will show you why I'm actually not too optimistic for this one and why I think we will probably even go down. But I will show you that in the end. So, because first of all, I want to talk about Binance. Binance is, as you know, currently in discussions with the SEC. They had some filings regarding illegal security trading and so on. A lot of stuff actually. Also, CC was under fire, and there were rumors about red notice on CC. So CC is the Binance CEO, and the red notice, to have a red notice is not something good, I can tell you that. And what they are currently doing is they are launching a new chain. So as you know, there is already a chain from Binance. It's called the BNB chain, and now they're launching BNB chain. So OP stands for optimistic rollups. That's just the technology, how you can verify, or better said, how you can accept transactions in a blockchain. So if you want, I can make a video about optimistic and zero knowledge rollups. It's an interesting topic. It's a bit deep into crypto, but let me know in the comments if I should do that. Anyways, and they will launch that. And for me, it's actually a cool sign because, as you know, we have also a project on the Binance Smart Chain. And we also already talked about it, if we should directly go on this chain with some new utilities we're about to launch. And it's definitely worth a thought. And I think it brings some new tension on Binance. And I really see Binance competing again in these kind of blockchain wars next to optimism, Arbitrum, CK Sync, and so on. And it's a cool one. I really like that they just also try to stay up to date with their technologies. Anyways, further on with Jerome Powell. And he says crypto appears to have staying power. And really, what I don't like about news is really that they take one little sentence and they form it as they like and say like, this is something positive or this is something negative. And with this saying, they obviously say, oh my God, Jerome Powell says that Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies has staying power. And obviously it has. And why do we form it as this is something super bullish now that he says that? It could also be something bearish, that he says like, hey, we have to fight against it or whatever. Because I remember not even 2 months or 3 months ago, he said in a Fed meeting that he will not lower interest rates, just that some guys can speculate on rising prices in the crypto market. He said that. Now he says something just other, and people are hopping onto the train and say this is super bullish and we're going to the moon now, right? And same goes with this one. In this article, it says Fed Chair Jerome Powell sees stablecoin as a form of money. And obviously he sees the stablecoin as a form of money. And obviously it is a form of money. Every crypto is kind of a form of money, right? And obviously it's just something that he said during a meeting, during a speech. And now we look at it as it is something positive. And the whole point which I want to make in this video right now is don't get too manipulated by the news. And I'm really here to try to give you an objective view about the market. And I have the feeling right now that this is something kind of everything is going too positive now. I said that actually in the last video that it's interesting to see in crypto that all the positive events are next to each other and all the negative events too. If Jerome would say that in a month and we're going down, it would mean something completely different. Because then they would see, oh, he said something with securities after that, and that probably means that stablecoins will now also be attacked from the SEC and so on. And therefore, be really cautious what you read out there. And yeah, I'm really here to try to give you an objective view. And if you like what I'm doing, then please consider dropping a like at this point. But now I want to go into the Bitcoin chart. Because if we look at it, so actually this one is from last week, I can delete that. But we are at this blue line here, this blue trend level or price level. As you see, we already been here just a bit ago, like in April. And yeah, I mean, that's only like 3 months ago. But anyways, what I actually want to tell you is that blue line is a super important one. As you can see here, we saw as a support, acting as a support. We saw it here acting as a support. We saw it here acting as a support. So it's a super important line. It's a super strong line. And we've tried already to break through it and we weren't successful. And we tried already in a bullish up movement back then. And over the past weeks, I did not see a lot of bullish signs. There was the BlackRock ETF was the first one, Deutsche Bank and so on. But it's not like that we have such a crazy bullish indicator that we're now going to the moon. And still, the more people believe in a certain scenario, the more likely it is to come. Obviously, I get that point that in that moment, no one believes in it. It most likely will happen. Still, I think there is too much liquidity in hands of the individual traders right now, which are betting for a longer bearish scenario up until the next bull market. And what you also have to consider, markets right now are super easy to manipulate over the short term because there is not a lot of volume in the market, since a lot of market makers are currently not even trading because they're scared to go on Binance, for example. They're scared to go on Coinbase, and a lot of them are also out of business since we had crazy lockdowns of banks in the US. Therefore, my opinion is I think we're kind of overreacting right now. We saw 2 crazy green candles to the upside. The last time we saw that was around this time, right? So I just want to be here to speak a word of caution and tell you my opinion. Obviously, that's my opinion. Do not make financial decisions based on that. But I want to just be the word of caution in this crazy time where everyone or every news are screaming bullish. Exactly. This is the time to be cautious, really be objective, look on the markets, really objective. Don't get too emotional. Don't trap yourself into trades. And with that being said, I think we are at the end of this video. I really appreciate that you watched up until now. If you did like my content or this video, feel free to drop a like or a comment. I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, I wish you a very nice rest of your week. Enjoy it. Don't fall for FOMO. And we see each other in the next video. Bye-bye.